those across our great land. Welcome to Flag Stewards. Be a stud citizen. Reminders from our flag for Wednesday, February 3rd of 2021. We're especially reaching out to and thinking about our pandemic frustrated and isolated students out there. We're doing this for you. All right, so what is the first thing we want to know each day? Well, hey, does our school, home, or business have its U.S. flag at the right position? Well, we only have one new half-staff today, and that's all flags across the state of Arizona are at half-staff for a former legislator and former Navajo Nation president, Albert Hale. And there's also two imminent, meaning we expect any moment now half-staffs for two FBI agents shot and killed in Miami, Florida. So they could be at the state level or the federal level. And also we expect the Navajo Nation to have half-staff for that same honoree as Arizona, the former Navajo Nation president. All right, let's jump to it. We've got a good historical moment today. Today's historical moment from our flag celebrates ratification. That means approval and basically it becoming law of the 15th Amendment. And if you can't tell from the picture there, well, on this date, February 3rd of 1870, the 15th Amendment, which is the last of the three Reconstruction Amendments to the U.S. Constitution. It was ratified when Iowa's Congress approved it. At that time, Iowa was the 28th state to approve the amendment out of 37 states. So that meant we'd reached the three-quarter approval rating or number needed, and the 15th Amendment was ratified as a law. It gave citizens of race, color, or previous condition of servitude, meaning slavery, the right to vote. That's right. Finally, slaves, African Americans, any of those of color, were able to vote. The need to enable millions of former black slaves with the power to vote was realized during the 1968 How about 1868? I'll fix that. National election of Ulysses S. Grant as president. Interestingly, it was the Republican Party back then that determined that black male voters were important to the future of their party winning the election, which we all know was a subject of debate in this past election. All right, again, that was 1868. Unfortunately, despite the national law, many southern states rejoined the Union, began to rewrite their own state constitutions and laws, and created ways to discriminate against colored people, blacks and Hispanics and others from voting. They did that through poll taxes and discriminating reading tests, and it kept all those minorities from voting, sadly. So folks like Martin Luther King Jr. fought against the southern states' unfair voting practices and eventually passed the 24th Amendment, disallowing poll taxes, and the Voting Rights Act of 1965 that made it easier for blacks and other diverse populations to finally vote again at the state level. Today's inspirational quote from our flag: "Fellow citizens, how good that word sounds today. It is the first time I've been privileged to say that in this hall." That was stated by African-American attorney, a lawyer, Robert Morris, back in 1870, after the passage of the 15th Amendment. He felt so liberated. He was basically whole, meaning he was a full American citizen, and he just exclaimed himself as such in Fanueil Hall, right there in Boston. Today's fun from our flag. It's appropriately a joke about voting. So Jack asked Diane, "Do you know the campaign slogan for the state rep candidate Nichols? What he's been repeating to his voters?" Diane told Jack, "No, actually, no. I haven't heard it yet. Tell me her campaign slogan." Well, Jack then told Diane, "Candidate Nichols has been reinforcing with voters that it's time for change." Ha ha ha, get it? Representative candidate Nichols wants it time for change. All right. Another corny joke from Flag Steward. Now it's time to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Students across America at home or school, recall one of the final steps of the 15th Amendment to enabling Americans the opportunity to vote, all Americans. Please unite and recite the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's it. That's today's U.S. Flag Tribute. Mr. Sean Sweeney signing off as a fellow flag steward, telling you to go out and be a stud citizen. That means be an awesome, good to each other citizen. Keep America beautiful, and remember, in God we trust. That's our slogan.